Okay, so this is part 2 of Spellcasters Handbook by Marquise and Murphy. Alright, so we got through the major arcanas, the cups, and we are on to the pentacles. So we left off at reading the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, 6 of Pentacles, a gift, most often of money, compassion or charity, charity for the sake of impressing others, making a show of one's benevolence, begging, carefully weighing what is spent, being fed up with the expense after expense or with people asking for one's charity, giving or taking energy without a fair exchange in return. If it's in reverse, feeling stingy, assistance is given with resentment, getting ripped off, a deal should be called off, a request for help is denied, a hypocrite is exposed, exhaustion brought on by a life lived in the constant service of others, giving or spending more than intended. 7 of Pentacles. I feel like I should have gave my own reading in this, but I'm just wanting to focus on what the actual writer wanted us to know. 7 of Pentacles, waiting for efforts to bear fruit. The Corinth, steady, careful work and patience is building up, and they will soon see results. Working towards a good fortune, patience is challenged, but holding success will be attained after delay. A long-awaited bounty is soon to come in, for an expected bit of money, a time of pretending and nurturing. Tending and nurturing, not pretending. Responsibility, a private plan or an idea held dear to one's heart, pouring your blood, sweat, and tears into a project or a person, taking good care of something or someone precious. If it's in reverse, an effort finally comes to fruition, a time of harvest. A neglect endeavor needs attention. A period of delay is ending, impatience impedes potential growth. Opportunity is the wait is over, a failed harvest. Plans and projects fail to pay off, not getting an equal return for the work one had put in. Eight of Pentacles. The steady toil and efforts, crafts, projects, and other work that required skills and attention, perfection, skills through practice, tendency, craftsmanship. Working hard to build up renowned wealth. Stable employment, a big project requires contemplation. Extra duties, one feels as if they keep getting knocked down each time a step forward is taken. But if it's in reverse, fruitless and misdirected efforts, getting tired of a job to the point of wanting to quit, poor craftsmanship, more effort should be expanded, new enthusiasm and greater effectiveness could be found if one's approach of the situation were a different perspective. A skill requires improvement. The loss of a job or giving up on a creative project. Nine of Pentacles, a good and healthy lifestyle in harmony with nature, prosperity, wealth, securities, a happy marriage, a peaceful home life, focusing on the home and the family, a good mother, a house, garden, contentment without complete satisfaction, tending the outer garden but neglecting the inner garden, staying within the self-imposed boundaries of one's comfort zone. Material wealth has created walls around one's true heart and has shielded one from exterior realities, focusing solely on one's own sphere of influence. If it's in reverse, an unhappy marriage and unpleasant home life, loss of a house, a need to tend to the domestic duties, a loss of wealth and stability, family strife, the desired lifestyle is not attained. Having it all, great with Ten of Pentacles, having it all, great wealth and prosperity, a happy home life, loving home, a content marriage, the strength and unity of a happy family, children, security, success, comfort. Finding joy in simple pleasures, future bliss is very attainable. Love and togetherness, expressing gratitude and appreciation for one's blessings. When it's in reverse, a general content home life peppered with small anxieties and hardships that interfere with the enjoyment. A small financial loss, awareness that things could be better, a domestic situation that is less than ideal but is still good and enjoyable, quarrels with relatives, the breaking of family ties. Page of Pentacles. An enthusiastic individual who is eager for experience, workaholic, a student, learning and approach, adventure, focusing on a goal, diligent study, a hardworking and dedicated individual, practicality in concentration, being single-minded about a particular desire, endeavor to the point of obsession. A well-formulated plan comes from thinking practically. But if it's in reverse, a person whom the card signifies opposes the current or is having a rough time, annoyance, distraction, failure to keep one's eye on the prize, losing sight of one's goals and getting off course from the plans that were passed. A need to re-evaluate your goals. Knight of Pentacles. In Knight, the practical person who isn't afraid to pursue their desires, a person with a dark, mysterious aura, one and a deep appreciation for nature and or magic. Protective, stable individual who makes others around them feel safe. Nature's self-protective spirit, taking solid, practical steps towards achieving a goal, pursuing a goal with little regard to what is being sacrificed to pursue it. Progress, a fortune seeker, fertile ground in which to sow the seeds of a new project. But if it's in reverse, one whom the card represents is troubled or is at odds with the current. Doing a sloppy job will have to be redone, a lack of good planning, carelessness, recklessness, movement towards a desire, failure to take action or any solid steps. Moving too quickly, reckless, culminates in chaos, a need to carefully guard what one has sown. The Queen. Awareness of the sacred in the physical world, practicality, nurturing and protecting, deep thought, a dark and solemn spirit, one who greatly values security, stability, wisdom, a deep connection to the earth, help from magical forces, an individual with an earthy spirit who feels strong love for nature, a witch or the craft of the witch, one who is wise and reserved, nurturing one's connection to nature, keeping things together, holding tightly to something or an idea, desire, or plan, or person, a memory, a protective and highly defensive spirit. If it's in reverse, they're insecure, feeling threatened by potential loss or other danger, a loss of security and stability, brooding and sorrow, suspicious, deep-rooted sadness, emotional wounds need healing. Self-love and better self-care. A person whom the card represents is in trouble or is causing conflict in the current's life. This brings anxiety and worry. The King. Abundant wealth, nature, strength, bounty, growth, prosperity, established rule, practicality, protection, safety, success in business and home, profitability, having a good sense for business, the lavish and lushness of nature's truthfulness, one whose animal instincts and lust for life runs deep, a powerful person who can act as a protector, nurture and love. Stubbornness, a person who offers protection or financial help. Safety, stability, a good harvest, good health. Established success that can be trusted to provide a means of support. If it's in reverse, it's a dishonest or corrupt individual. Feeling of shame, worry associated with not feeling like one is making enough money or expectations for success. A need to be more responsible in taking care of home and family, one whom the card represents opposes the querent or is in need of help, refusing to offer for material aid, uncertain finances, and miscalculations. The Wands. I'm going to see if I can put them all up there and just pull one off at a time. See if that works. Okay, so the Wands, the element power of air, physical, sexual, fertility, things are moving, the tides are shifting, major change, choosing to do rather than to not do, taking swift actions, quickly transformative, the power to create change in your hands. If it's in reverse, it's stagnation, physical or sexual impotence, failure to make a needed change, failure to delay, a failure to take action, an action or change that did not benefit. A failed bit of magic, an action is stopped or an idea is hindered. Three of Wands. Hoping for success of a particular project or endeavor. Oops. My bad. Two of Wands. Alright. Discontent, outward success, but inner unhappiness. Not liking one's circumstances or current fate. Spiritual emptiness. The mind is elsewhere. Dissatisfaction, division of thought. A divided mind, appearing to have it all, yet feeling unfulfilled. A small success that leaves one feeling empty, disillusioned, having the power to make changes, but choosing instead to brood over what is lacking. Mastery over a situation, successful business endeavor or journey. Setting goals, careful planning, contemplating, and new enterprises. If it's in reverse, lingering, deep-rooted dissatisfaction, resignation, putting one's own needs and desires as a last priority in order to retain the appearance of success or to perpetrate a mock benevolence. Failed endeavor, divided house cannot stand. A lack of personal fulfillment can no longer be ignored. A contradiction of a person's actions, thoughts get the better of them. A key ingredients necessary for happiness and success or spiritual growth will be obtained through honoring one's true motivations. Now Three of Wands. Hoping for success of a particular project or endeavor, waiting for something to come one's way, the return of a traveler, opportunity is on the horizon, faith that one will eventually acquire what is most dearly desired, launching new projects and hoping for the best. Reversed, the long-awaited ship of success suddenly comes in, a distant hope is realized, it's brought swiftly nearer, a project fails, and a new one begins. New plan is needed. Too much daydreaming prevents enjoyment of current happiness. A need to live more in the moment. The return of a traveler is delayed. Four of Wands, marriage or desire for marriage, a happy relationship, happiness and good times. Large, important social events, parting, wedding, other special occasions involving a level of formality or extravagance. If it's in reverse, unhappy or broken marriage, joy turns suddenly into sadness, anxiety relating to a social event or failed party, or a special event. Delay or rejection in a connection to a marriage proposal or aftermath, and the overindulgence or extravagance, the discarded wrapping of presents past. Jealousy, contemplation of victory after struggle, disagreements, conflicts among friends, a desire to gain equal footing with one's peers, petty arguments, everyday strife and struggle, playful gestures, hierarchies, and office politics. If it's in reverse, an end to the petty arguments, abandoning a struggle, losing a fight, and the current ties of striving to overcome competitors' fears of defeat. A distancing among a group of friends, a rival comes out the victor, a competitor comes to a close. Six of Wands, a victory is won, a honor is bestowed, a promotion, a rise in status, respect, success, dignity, touting one's own accomplishments, clout, leadership, being respected, appreciated, admired, being of a social status or position of authority. If it's in reverse, one who is honored by society but is undeserving of respect. A defeat, an empty victory, a fraud, a corrupt leader, undeserving of rewards, not getting credit where credit was due. Seven of Wands, overcoming adversity, bravery, valor, negotiation, strife, assertiveness, success despite competition or other obstacles, feeling on top of the world, peak performance, negatively or combativeness in those around the current. Challenges must be faced and setbacks must be conquered. But if it's in reverse, obstacles and hardships, a lack of action, a failure to assert oneself, the loss of a battle, ineffectiveness, lack of courage in overcoming adversity, greater bravery is needed. Eight of Wands, swift progress towards an aim, movement, quickness, fast action, heading in the right direction towards achievement and goals. The straightforward and hold back approach leads to quick success. If it's in reverse, progress is delayed, action is halted or fails, misguided intention or action. Working towards an unworthy goal, a new approach is needed, heading in the wrong direction towards achieving what you're aimed at. Thinking about a problem in a new light will yield a solution. Boredom, resignation, being on guard, lack of interest in one's duties, hesitating in leaving an appointed position despite its drudgery, alertness, watchfulness, defensiveness. Dangers approaching, begrudgingly maintaining one's duties out of necessity, shielding out enemies, putting up thick emotional walls and barriers, self-imposed restrictions. If it's in reverse, you're watchful and a close guard is needed. One's defenses have been penetrated, a magical attack is happening. Boredom is overcome, insecurities are left behind, old feelings of defensiveness or suspicion can be transformed. That was if it was in reverse. Ten of Wands, movement without a plan or clear course of direction, a time to pick up and go, and the time is now. A gathering up of energy, withdrawing one's energy, talent, and resources from a particular situation. Difficult moving, impeded progress, but progress nonetheless. Harbored burdens, obscuring the vision, getting kicked out, fired, or otherwise banished. If it's in reverse, failing to let go of something that has been weighing you down, skewering one's perspective, blocking one's path, blocking one's view, lightening one's load, a burden is lifted, a breakdown caused by sheer exhaustion. A message or messenger. The Page of Wands is a message or messenger. Unexpected news, new information surfaces, meaningful communication, significant conversation, a stranger, faithfulness, a loyalty, a dutiful and responsible individual, being in a position of service, a young person who is enthusiastic, a keen to take on more responsibility, complimentary gossip, a traveler, a journey, something or someone unexpectedly plays a major role. But if it's in reverse, there's bad news. Contact needed to be made with a loved one. There's a message is delayed, inhibited, restricted, confusion, shallow conversation, miscommunication, gossip, a person whom the card signifies is troubled or is at odds. And then we have the Hawk. Knight of Wands, certainty of purpose, competence, readiness, a person who is energetic, sociable, and self-assured, one who thinks a little too highly of themselves, one who values their own ideas and discounts the ideas of others, being too pompous and too aggressive in trying to get one's point across, embarking with the courage on a path to attaining a goal, chaotic, erotic, progress, yet progress nonetheless. A path is forged, unconventional ideas, a bold and unusual approach, intelligence and intellect, one who loves to philosophize, perhaps overanalyze, one who likes to set their own course and do things their own way, uncontrollable, erratic energy, a journey. Remember, the Hawk means truth. If it's in reverse, uncertainty about what direction should be taken and how to attain a goal, hesitancy, incompetence, an unlucky journey, one whom the card signifies is at odds with the quorum. You need to be more clearly define one's goals and definition of success, an ill-advised endeavor that should be abandoned. I don't think the bird's going to fly in reverse, Jude. Queens of Wands, an individual who is kind and calm, whatever reserved, yet sociable, a person who has a deep love for animals and a genuine appreciation for the natural world. She's compassionate, friendliness, one who is bereaved of peace, a situation involving an animal, objectivity, being able to let go of things that no longer serve the current, releasing attachments, an individual who has built success on their own accord, leadership, confidence, capability, self-assured, self-aware. If it's in reverse, a person whom the card represents is troubled or is at odds with the current. A lover is being unfaithful, dishonest, disloyal, sick, or loss of an animal. Calmness is needed, a lack of caring or compassion. Greater confidence in one's own abilities is needed. And we have the King, right? A mature individual who is compassionate, reserved, faithful, self-assured, confidence in one's abilities to attain success, an unconventional and highly intelligent person who has chosen to do things their own way and who has achieved success as a result, one who takes responsibilities seriously, an established individual whose ideas are respected, wisdom that comes from experience, faithful married person, a thoughtful yet somewhat trying father, honesty, stability, and compassionate. Makes a good leader. If it's in reverse, it's a corrupt or unjust show of authority, having to submit to the misguided idea of another. Person whom the card represents is in trouble or conflict with the quorum. Swords energy. Ace of Swords. The element of fire, defense, destructive, a warning of danger, disaster, a show of force, living a life hand in hand with the intense physical or emotional pain that has turned to anger, hatred, domination, opposition, arguing, strife. Man, I always like that card. A path becomes illuminated and the individual is ready to pursue their destination with everything they've got. If it's in reverse, an end to the quarrel, an end to the negative situations, breaking free from the pain, breaking free from anger, laying to rest old grudges. Inner conflict, division, secretiveness, and concealed, hiding one's true plans and motives. There is some valuable information that has not yet come to light. Unknown opposition, calm, facing negative forces. Bearing one's own pain with acceptance and grace, struggling to make a decision when a decision must be made. If it's in reverse, new information comes to light, a revelation leads to fresh action, a decision is made. Anxiety will lift once a definite path is chosen. Stress and worry brought from a negative environment ends. A battle is abandoned, a foe is exposed. Three of Swords, sorrow, grief, the pain of broken heart, a breakup, unsatisfactory match that will only bring trouble, quarrels among lovers, physical heart condition, an accident, disaster, or tragedy. The quarrel's actions cause sadness to others. If it's in reverse, a broken heart begins to mend, sadness and grief is repaired, but with hope and faith that things will improve. A breakup that is for the best. Tragic or traumatic experience requires further process and healing before one can move forward. An unexpected sadness that has overcome the quarrel, turning off their emotions. A choice of celibacy over the potential heartache that an intimate relationship could bring. Death of a person, idea, project, solitude, introspection, resting, and illness. A time of stillness before a new phase of life begins. A time of spiritual morose. The dark night of the soul. A period of inaction. Closure, withdrawing oneself. If it's in reverse, a period of rest or inaction nears an end. Re-entering life after a time of withdrawal. Spiritual reawakening, recovery from coming back from the brink of the spiritual, physical, emotional death. Sleeping too much as a result of persistent depression. Continuing to cause strife when others have given up the fight. Awkwardness, an inferiority complex, an empty victory, rejection, feeling dejected, unfounded suspicion and paranoia. Overly protective behavior and insecurities leads one to feel like one is against the world. If it's in reverse, vulnerability, desertion, defeat, gossip, enemies, posing as friends, abandoning a struggle, shedding old habits, dispelling negativity, and letting go of the past pain. Passage through a difficult trial, carrying a burden, moving on but retaining grief and pain, steady, drudging progress, being held back by the burdens of circumstances or other people, inconveniencing oneself in order to assist a friend, pulling more than your own weight, a necessary spiritual trial, a trip is made with difficulty and delay. A spiritual journey, unresolved emotional issues are weighing the current down, and past traumas must be possessed if they are to move forward. If this is in reverse, being freed from that burden, obstacles are removed and progress quickens, letting go of pain, heading towards a goal that the current doesn't actually want. Speedier progress can be obtained if dead weight is dropped. Description. Leaving a situation in a hurry, something has been lost or forgotten. A thief, a hasty move, decision has decided to take action despite a lack of planning and preparation. Scattered thoughts, desperate energy. gathering of power, sneaky behavior, getting away with it, having to spring into action before one is ready to do so. If it's in reverse, preparation and planning is overdone and causing unnecessary delay. A person on the run is caught, lost objects are found, the theft is foiled, otherwise prevented, sneaky motives and actions are exposed. Being physically or emotionally trapped, restricted, feeling powerless, control, cruelty, and domination of the pain of the abusive relationship, the comfort of submission, inhibition, being trapped in its self-made cage or other illusionary prison, a restraining and oppressed spirit, dependency, addictions, imprisoning oneself. But if in reverse, your freedom is gained, hope for independence, unpleasant bonds are broken, and pleasant positive action is possible, limitations and restrictions are challenged, rules are broken, inhibitions are forgotten, and addiction loosens its grip when faced head-on with support. Grief, sorrow, the aftermath of a fight, persistent sadness, lasting emotional pain, living the physical pain, mourning, an argument and shelved, the healing process, painful experiences in the past, continuing to haunt the current, a broken heart that resists attempts to mend, being stuck in a cycle of perpetuating suffering. But if it's in reverse, an argument or other conflict need to be brought to the end. A time of conflict or sadness passes, taking steps to re-engage with life, picking up an old fight, past hurt, unprocessed memories, continuing to debilitate person in the present moment, moving away from that depression. An accident, a tragedy, bad karma catches up, disaster, revenge, the desire for revenge, betrayal, backstabbing, and behavior. A king is overthrown, physical injury, intense emotion, pain that has left one feeling utterly broken and defeated, extreme sorrow, having one's friends and allies turn against them. A serious warning that great caution and watchfulness is needed. If it's in reverse, danger and disaster will be averted only if caution is exercised, changes are made immediately, outwitting one's foes and escape this defeat. Page of Swords. Courage and bravery despite inexperience, eagerness to prove oneself, a young person who has the willingness to conquer obstacles. An individual who is self-assured, daring, and perhaps a bit brazen in their actions. An immature and dishonest person, bold or brash behavior. Thoughtfulness, selfishness, self-centered, and self-serving. If it's in reverse, a fear of not being up to the challenge, a lack of enthusiasm, fear, and anxiety are holding one's back. Taking on a task that one is unqualified to handle, resisting to taking risk. An individual with a true heart and an independent spirit, a person with courage, boldness, and strong sense of right and wrong. Quick progress is made, a new path is forged, energetic pursuit, charging towards the attainable goal, straight up for what is right, going after what one wants without hesitation, being unhindered by obstacles, bravery and chivalry, certainty, vigor, strength, purpose, truth prevails. If it's in reverse, fear is getting in the way of doing what one knows is right, giving up when faced with obstacles or opposition, taking the easy path over the right path, dishonorable actions, backing down from a fight, negative forces temporarily prevail. The Queen of Swords. Missing a loved one, loneliness, a powerful, determined tendency, reserved individual, a grieving person yearning for the distance or unattainable, strong and confident leader, a deep sense of longing that remains unsatisfied, a focusing thoughts on the past or the future, one who wears a thick mask, maintaining or utilizing one's position of authority, grace, determination, a persistent memory, an inward sadness, and an outward calmness. If it's in reverse, a person who should not be trusted, something or someone that has been dearly missed, returns. A calm facade is broken, a mask is cracked. The King. Powerful person of authority, self-assured and self-serving. Individuals, boss, dominating and controlling individual, ruling with an iron fist, discipline, one who serves in the military or works in the law enforcement, strength, domination, violence, or abuse, cruelty, conflict, negative, and strict. The stern father, angry, quarrels, power of show of authority, having to submit to another person's rule, the government, trouble with the law, a powerful enemy, or a yearning for danger. If it's in reverse, a powerful enemy is conquered, control is broken, authority is lost, threats of abuse are brought down, weakness, a lack of confidence in one's leadership, a ruler is overthrown. Court is a person whom the card signifies as troubled or seeks to cause trouble. And that we have the meanings of these, which, as you may notice, most of us readers don't use those meanings. We channel from the divine. So, hang on. Give me 1 second. There's a poem at the beginning I was going to try and read. 5 cups scattered, whole and shattered, under the moon and craving a star. 6 swords carried, grief so buried, the hermit with his light strides on. A cup between each sip, the world then out the tower it was poured. The hangman hung, the fool came calling, 2 swords held, forever stalling. 3 swords piercing, fortune spoke, justice laughing at her joke. But here is strength to tame the beast. 3 cups raised up, a 4th cup speaks. 9 swords behind, 9 wands before, judgment knocking at the door. 9 cups stacked and 8 cups drained, the star upon the moon is reigns. Between the pillars 2 cups meet, the empress shows the hidden street. The star delights in 2 cups poured, 1 in the sea, 1 on the shore, watering the earth with fate. 2 wands watch, 8 pentacles wait. From the moon a drop of sun, through temperance poured back to 1. A page's cup, a starry queen, an ace of wands and a fool to blink. 9 wands scattered, 9 swords sink, and from the cup we deeply drink. By Melanie Marquez. Very cool. So, as you saw all the colors are vibrant in these. Highly recommend the deck. But at least for the viewer now, you have the author's perspective of what the meaning of each of these cards was, to give you another meaning when you're listening to our channeled messages. I hope you have a blessed day.